All right, welcome back to the channel. So we've got a new project. I need another project like I need another hole in the head. But here it is. So I went and bought a 2003 Subaru Outback with a blown head gasket. Previous owner did some work to it. And when he was doing the work to it, he ended up stripping out a head bolt. So instead of just being able to change a head gasket and maybe polish the heads up, it's going to need a new engine. Because I'm not willing to have to try to deal with a stripped out head bolt and all that problem. So we ordered an engine. The car has 213,000 miles on it, I think. So I ordered a new engine off eBay. It's a Japanese engine. It came from Japan, so it's actually got all the Japanese emissions. So I have to change over all of my parts onto that engine, but it's supposed to be a 50,000 mile engine. I've talked to a few different people who have done it before. They've been very pleased with how it turned out. This is a 2.5 liter. That's a 2.0. That's a 2 liter. So this will be fun. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pull the engine out of this, and when we get the new, I just ordered the engine today. It'll be here 3 or 4 days. So I'm gonna pull this engine out. I gotta order my gasket kits and everything. But yeah, then we're gonna swap all the parts over and slip it back in, and maybe we'll have a running car. So that's where the project is at today. First thing we're going to do is disconnect the battery. That's what we're going to do first. Battery's out. We're going to continue tearing this thing down. We're just going to start tearing it down. So antifreeze, oil, start pulling all the electrical connectors off, and then all the air intake, all that stuff. And then we'll get to the probably torque converter bolts, engine mounts, and pop it out. I like working on Subarus. They're relatively easy to work on. So yeah, it's fun. All right, so I think we've got everything under the hood disconnected now. I've got engine hoist up to the motor. We're gonna just pull it out now. So. Air conditioning, I'm actually going to roll out of the way. So what I'm going to do is just slowly pull the motor up and out and just kind of roll stuff out of the way as I go. So this will be fun. Here we go. Something doesn't want to go. All right, so I missed one of the bell housing bolts, and so it didn't want to come out. Imagine that. So now I put a little pressure on it. Whoop! It just came off the transmission. Check back here. Got a little bit more to go before it's all the way off the transmission. Alright, so we're going to keep wiggling this out of here. We got it disconnected from the transmission. Now we're going to start slowly lifting it up and see what wires I forgot. Out of the transmission. Okay. Well, if you look at that, that's a Subaru engine. All right, so it's been a couple days. I ordered a new engine. So here on the ground. I have my old engine here. So when I was pulling the engine, I checked the antifreeze. So I drained the antifreeze out of it. I only got about a couple quarts. There's no antifreeze in it. Like, where did it all go? See that? Milkshake. So, we're gonna drain the oil out and see what it looks like. Here we go. Oh, it's not supposed to look like that. So we got the oil drained out of this. Made a giant mess doing it. Oh well. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna tear the top half off of this engine, because it has to go on to this engine, because this is a Japanese spec engine. This is an American spec engine. So all of the emissions and all of the computer system and everything on this engine has to switch over to this one, or else the car will not run it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get everything moved from this block over to this block, and get it ready to plop in there. I'm still waiting for my gasket set, so it might show up this weekend, it might not. If not, I'll just be doing it next week. But today I can actually start tearing it down. Or pulling it apart, tearing it down. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so we just took off the timing belt cover, and this is your timing belt. Right here. This is the crankshaft of the engine. This is your water pump. This is your tensioner. These are idler pulleys. I think this is actually your oil pump. Yeah, these are just pulleys. This is a one cam top of this head. This runs the cam on top of that head. So the way an engine works, I'll do another video explaining really how they work, is there's valves that open and close to let air in and let exhaust out. Those are up on the tops up here on the heads, and this is one cam gear and this is another cam gear or pulley, whatever you want to call it. As the engine turns, those need to open and close in time, so that's why they call it a timing belt. So there's a certain time when they have to open and when they have to close. That's how it all works. So this is the gear ratio here. These have exactly twice as many teeth on it as this pulley, so you get a 2-to-1. These spin half as fast as this one, so it's 4-stroke, and there's a lot to it there. Anyway, so that's where we're at there. We got the timing cover off of it. If I'm not mistaken, I got to take this pulley off of this engine and put on that engine. Nice thing is the previous owner did some work on this. He stripped a head bolt out. I think I mentioned that before. He put a brand new timing belt on it. This is a brand new timing belt. These are all brand new pulleys. This is a brand new water pump. So I will actually be transferring all of that stuff over to that engine, because that engine's got a different water pump. It comes out the front, this one comes out the bottom. So hopefully the water pump, at least the block is the same, so I just transfer it over. Anyway, that's where we're at. And there it is. It's got all the wire, I think that has all the wire harness on it and everything. So that's actually really nice. It just came apart. It came off there in one piece. We tore this thing down. I didn't have any reason really to pull the head off of it, other than the fact that I wanted to see why it blew a head gasket and things. So there are 6 head bolts that hold this head onto the engine. This one, and this one were all stripped out. And if you look here, I'll show you. So the piston is inside of here, and that's where the compression is, about 150, 100 or 200 pounds of compression. Pushes up, and this right here is, out here is coolant, and here is your combustion chamber. If you look right here on this gasket, you see the gasket come apart. So right there, it's all broken, it all came apart. Look at the other side of the gasket, you can see it's all warped. That's a good shot right there. You can see how it all broke. Head gasket. So this is the piston here. This is supposed to seal right around here. And this this is where the gas and the air come in, and then the spark plug is about right here. It sparks and then blows. That part where it was head gasket was blown is right in here. This here, all of this is one piston 2, this is piston 4, but all of this in here is filled with coolant, because you get that explosion creates heat. You don't want to get too much heat in your engine, so this has to cool it. But there's oil out here because the valves, that's the top of the head, there has to be oil all over in this to keep these valves, and your camshaft goes down the center here, keep all that lubricated. And so what was going on, the reason we had milkshake, is there's so much compression in here, it was pushing, and these bolts were stripped out. There's no pressure holding this thing actually on. So the compression of the engine, this is full of water, it was pushing that through and into this oil galley and going down into the crankcase of the engine. That's the root cause to why this engine failed was stripped out head bolts. All right, we're back. So it's been a few days, some things have happened. This engine is ready to go in the car. I got all my gaskets in the mail. I got a new timing belt put on it. Got a new water pump switched over from that engine. That engine had brand new components on it. Where's that engine? There it is. So that engine had brand new timing belt and timing sprockets and new water pump on it. Just to be safe, I put a new timing belt on this one. The other components can be reused, no problem. It was very apparent that they were brand new. Anyway, and so we got new valve cover gaskets in it. We got new intake manifold gaskets. The PCV valve, we just about tripped and died. We got that fixed. Hopefully it works. Let's see, what else do we have to do? Oh, we got the sensors changed for the pickup on the camshaft position sensors. This is one on the crank, and we got the one changed on this cam sprocket. I didn't know if I needed to change the sensors or just change the wheels, so what I did is I just changed everything. This is the Japanese sprocket. It had different pickup and thing on the back than the American one, so I changed it just to be safe. Alternator is the same as was on that engine. Everything, all of the components, all of the sensors and everything else on this engine are the same as they were on that engine. So the computer will think that this is a 2.5 liter engine and not a 2 liter engine. That's about it. It's ready to go in the car. I think I'll change the oil filter when it's in. Hope I don't regret that decision. Anyway, yeah, it's ready to go in the car, so we're gonna get at it. installed. So now I've got to go through and do all the bell housing bolts, do the pressure plate bolts, all the accessories, get everything hooked back up. So not too bad. Subarus aren't too bad to work on. Fords, not so much. So yeah, not too bad. So we'll keep going. We'll get it all bolted in. So see if we can get it running. All right, so Subaru is complete. I got excited to get the motor running and didn't film any of it, but it wasn't exactly exciting, I should say. Actually, it was extremely exciting. It was weird because I put the engine in it and made sure everything was hooked up, and it went about like this. First startup was, let me reenact it. It went like this. It started. And look inside. There are no check engine lights. No, nothing. So it's yeah, it's running. It's been sitting here about a month because I posted up for sale. It is for sale. I posted up for sale. I didn't get any bites on it. Kind of the wrong time of year, so I reposted it for sale. There will be soon. Yeah, but the engine swap's complete. That was a swap from a Subaru Ej25 to the Ej20, the Japanese spec Ej20. Yeah, I think I showed all the stuff on the video, what you had to show off over and whatnot, but thanks for watching.